Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the E52 podcast. And I got myself Hector, also known as CN6. And with me, I got Jazzy.
What's up?
And no Hav for this review, unfortunately. He had some plans. He couldn't make it, but we're going to be reviewing the latest installment of Saw X.
Facts.
And before we get into it, guys, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, Google, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at HeRayVision Podcast. Go to HeRayVisionPodcast.com. You're going to see all of our links through there. Make sure you follow our second YouTube channel called HeRayVision Clips. That's where we upload all of our clips, or if you don't have enough time to listen to the whole podcast, we'll post all the highlights through there. Make sure you follow our main page called HeRayVision to stay up to date with any geek news in films, TV, and video games. The socials are at HeRayVision, or go to HeRayVision.com. You're going to find all of the socials through there. All the links will be down in the description. But yeah, man, Saw X. Wow, Saw X. And stay tuned as well, guys, at the end of the pod, because we have a pretty cool story, I guess.
Nah, it's a cool story. I ain't no guess. Not cool, but it's like
Kind of funny.
it's definitely a first.
Yeah, right. It's a funny story that we experienced while watching the movie, Saw X, and I already know that we're going to go on tangents and stuff. So, like, we're going to save that to the very end. So, yeah, right now we're going to do a quick non-spoiler review of the movie, and then I'm going to announce when we are going to the spoiler sections. But, yeah, non-spoiler. Mario, what's your relationship with the Saw movies? What'd you think of the first trailer? What's up, man? Like, I feel like you don't even know what the fuck's going on.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I feel like I never even saw a trailer for this movie.
Really?
Yeah, the Saw franchise, bro, is a franchise that obviously I remember watching them as a kid. You know, that one, the I don't know if it's the first one or not. I don't even remember. That's how, like, it just shows you, like, my relationship with this franchise is the one where they're, like, in that shower or, like,
the first Saw movie.
Yeah, that one. That's, like, literally the only thing I remember, really, and then some other part of another movie.
Okay.
But, yeah, man, I only ever saw clips of the trailer, and when you hit me up saying if I wanted to watch it, I was like, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it, but my expectations are really low because the last Saw movie you made me watch was the one with
Spiral.
Spiral. That one, I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie, that movie was kind of whack, dude. Like,
that was a spin-off. They tried to reboot the Saw franchise with that, and it didn't do well.
Yeah, I mean, the movie was not good. So, like, my expectations for this movie were, like, kind of low.
Yeah, I feel that.
But obviously, to not give obviously any spoilers, right, I was fairly surprised with this one.
Yeah, I mean, with me, man, I've seen all the Saw movies. I kind of grew up with them. I think I have a Blu-ray that has all the Saw movies or something.
Oh, shit, for real?
Yeah, I could probably find it somewhere. Yeah, it's in there. I'll bring it out later. But yeah, I love Saw. I love the concept. I love everything, and it sucks because Saw started going downhill. I would say beginning with maybe seven to Spiral, I guess. Because I really like the first three movies. Same up to 5, I believe, or 6. I'm trying to remember, and I just love the traps. I love the themes. I love the messages that John Kramer does, even though, yes, he's kind of like a serial killer, and many people like, oh my God, we're supposed to hate him and stuff like that. And so when we got a new trailer for Saw, I immediately wanted to see it because, honestly, Spiral wasn't that great. And actually, I didn't even see Spiral in theaters, bro. I waited for that to go on streaming.
Yeah, I saw it with you. I remember.
Because the movie before that was Jigsaw. And that was back in 2017.
I never seen that one.
Yeah, well, that movie is a prequel to the first movie.
Oh shit!
So that's like the early days
of John Kramer.
Exactly.
So he looks younger in that one.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So like that's the prequel of everything, right?
Oh, okay.
And so this movie, guys, Saw X, it's a sequel to the first Saw movie, but a prequel to Saw 2. So it's in between Saw 1 and Saw 2. And also the director who directed this movie, I'm sounding like Hav, right?
I know, right?
Ain't that crazy as fuck? Hey, when Hav's not here, I gotta make up, bro.
You might know him. His name is Hector Rodriguez.
Right.
You know how he does that?
You may have seen him in these films.
Yeah.
He has quite exquisite acting.
Yeah.
Right? He's the epitome of cinema.
Oh,
Dude,
This movie does something that no other movie does. The imagery, the fanatism is exceptional beyond belief. That it takes an out of body experience out of you. You know.
Shout out to Hobbs.
Shout out.
Hey, when Hobbs not here, man, I gotta make up for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the director, right, who directed this movie, Saw X, he also directed Saw 6 and Saw 3D, the one that you vaguely remember, the one with the public execution trap.
Oh, that one's out. Okay.
So he understands, right, how the old Saw movies are and everything. And so I was when I saw that, I was kind of excited. Okay, cool. And most definitely, guys, obviously Mario, he doesn't remember or whatever, but this movie definitely reminds me of the old fucking Saw movies, like the cinematography, the camera shots. You know the ones when they're like in the traps and then they do like a 360 fast camera around them.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like they do that in the other movies. And just everything reminds me of the old Saw movies, but the good ones, you know. And I just gotta say, man, Saw is fucking back, man. Okay, this movie was really fucking good, way better than the other ones that came out before this one. And if they keep going with this, hey man, Saw could come back. But to be honest with you,
I feel like that'd be difficult.
It'll be difficult because what else is there to do? More movies that are in between other movies.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah, the director who directed Saw 6 and 3D, he also directed this. So it really cool resembles the older Saw movies. And even let's talk about even the like the gruesome, like the gore in here, man. Mario was like squirming, man.
Bro, nah, man, you handle it. Like I can handle like gruesome shit, right? Yeah. But like they stay on it and they show you when it was like like I can see it for like the beginning, like every single one. I saw the beginning of like anything that was gruesome, but after a while, I'm just like, okay, y'all, like they extend it, like it'll stay on it for like a good like 10 seconds, bro, and I'm just like, fucking shit, bro. Like it obviously I'm not in it, obviously, right? But I'm just like, bro,
you can feel it.
I can feel it in a way. Yeah. It's like, fuck, man. So this movie, like, it does gruesome, right? If you love gory like movies, you will love this movie.
Oh yeah, man. Especially Saw. Like, guys, if you love the early Saw movies, you gotta watch this one. This one is really fucking good. Way better than Jigsaw, because Jigsaw was to me. I was like, whatever. I saw it with Everardo. Like, he's a really big fan of Saw. We wouldn't go see that together in theater. And because I was disappointed with that movie, Spiral was coming out. I didn't even see that one in theaters. I was like, oh, whatever. And I waited until, streaming and everything. And not only that, so not only do they capture the old school vibes of Saw and the same gruesome and everything, they even capture like the whole twists and the suspense in this movie. Because obviously we're not going to talk about the twists and everything. But if you guys watch Saw and know Saw, in every movie there's always a twist, right? And the song starts playing. Dun, dun. Dude, that shit gave me goosebumps, man.
One thing I don't know if it's like this in the other Saw movies, but there's like mini twists also in this movie. Obviously, there's the main one. Is it like that in the other ones?
Yeah, I would say so. Yes.
Okay, well,
but then there's like there's always the big ones, and then the traditional meme where it's like game over. They didn't, you know what I mean? Like they didn't do this one here, but and mostly every movie's like game over or whatever. But they definitely did it justice, and I'm trying. Actually, I think I might have the director's name, man. Hold on, man. Let me pull a Javi real quick. Javi would have already said his name by now, but Kevin Grutert, I think.
Kevin Grutert, okay.
I don't want to misspell it. Is that how you say it? Kevin Grutert?
Grutert, yeah, something like that. We might be missing the last name, but it's for sure Kevin something.
Yeah. And it also takes place in a different location. Like, it takes place in Mexico, so you get some subtle hints of like the Mexican culture and everything, and it kind of feels like a breath of fresh air. Like, it's something it makes it adds on to the movie where it makes it unique, right? It doesn't make it feel like, oh, it's another Saw movie or whatever. And not only that, guys, if you saw the trailer, Amanda is back, right? Amanda was it was actually the first apprentice of Jigsaw. She was actually in a trap, and she survived, right? So she survived, and once she survived, John Kramer saw potential in her and like took her under his wing. And I think her trap was a bear trap stuck
one
to
of the
her
classic
mouth,
ones?
and the ones that open up,
Yeah,
and she was
yeah.
able to escape that, and she's actually one of the apprentices and stuff. And so the synopsis for this one, guys, is obviously John Kramer's trying to do everything he can to find a cure for his tumor that he has. He has cancer. He has brain cancer, and he does everything he can, and he goes to Mexico to find this cure, this treatment. And it turns out he eventually gets scammed by these con artists, and what he decides to do is to get revenge by the traditional way of Saw, putting him in Saw traps. So that's essentially the premise of the quick non-spoiler synopsis. That's exactly what pretty much happens. And what else did I want to say? Is there anything else you wanted to? I was gonna say something, bro, but I lost my train of thought.
No, you're good. I think one thing I would add that's like not really a spoiler. If you're not really a Saw fanatic like Hector is, who really enjoys this movie and has seen everything, as someone who like me, I'm talking about me right now. As someone who hasn't seen all the movies, I'm pretty sure I've only seen the OG one, the 3D one. Hector mentioned what was the reboot one that I saw with you?
The Spiral,
and then this one. I still fairly enjoy this one because there's things in this movie where that they reference the OG movies like Amanda, but either way, I was still I could still enjoy it.
No, yeah.
So if you haven't seen the other ones, don't feel like I got to see all 10 to understand this. No, most definitely not. It will definitely help. Don't get me wrong, but you can still enjoy this movie.
I mean, if anything, you could just watch the first movie. And then just watch this one because this movie takes place after the first movie. So, or you could even watch the second movie. The second movie, because the second movie, I think that's where. Oh no, yeah.
No,
it's between.
Yeah, the same between.
Yeah, it's just the first movie. And nothing cool that I really like in this movie as well is they try to humanize John Kramer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
I remember I hovered over your shoulder and I was like, "Yo, aren't we supposed to hate this guy?"
Yeah, this is the thing where I wanted to talk about, and I lost my train of thought. Is yes, okay, Mario's right, and I guess I might be the minority in this, but as we know, John Kramer throughout these Saw movies, man, he's a serial killer. Some might argue that he's not necessarily a serial killer because he never killed these people. He put the machines, the traps killed them, and they had a chance, right? That's the argument. And to me, dude, even though many people are like, "Oh, like this dude is evil," I don't want to be, blah blah blah, like we're supposed to hate this guy, and like the audience. I'm like, yeah, maybe the audience, that's what they want you to go for. But me personally, Mario, I never really disliked him, man. I always liked him because, do you know his backstory? Because he lost his wife too. He lost this person that his love interest, that he was expecting a child and everything, and so he found out he had terminal cancer. He felt like there was no need for him to live anymore, so he tries killing himself. Right? He ends up trying killing himself by driving off a fucking cliff, and he ends up surviving. And once he experienced that trauma, he realized there's more to life than this. Life is valuable, life is precious, whatever. And I don't have that much time, and I want to experience it as much as I can after that traumatic thing, right? So what he does is he puts people who don't necessarily value life, or he puts people that have done bad, and he puts them in these traps because he believes, hey, I didn't turn to a new leaf of appreciating life because listen, I hated everybody because of my the situation with my love interest and everything. I wanted to kill myself. I had terminal cancer and all this stuff. It wasn't until I went some serious traumatic experience was where I realized how valuable life is. So his eyes is I'm helping people, because the people who don't appreciate life, or the people that are doing bad in life, they don't see how valuable life is until you put them into that same trauma that I went through. So in that trauma being the traps, right?
Okay.
So in my eyes is I never really thought of that, thought of it as in a way where okay, sure, it's fucked up, right? But I didn't get to the point, bro, where I hated him for it. It's at least he's doing this to bad people, I guess.
So he never put an innocent person there.
Kinda, because I believe in Saw 3 is when he ends up taking this guy who was like really depressed over his son's death over a drunk driver, and the judge and the witness didn't want to testify of like whatever, and so he has this resentment, and he was depressed, and he actually tried to kill them himself. So John Kramer like kidnaps him and puts him in traps. He takes all the people who were essentially a part of his son's death and puts them in traps and lets him to decide whether to save the people that he once wanted to kill or not, like like in a sense, like, oh, will you forgive or you will let these people die, like type shit.
Okay.
Right. So in a sense, like that guy, like he's, I guess, innocent because but not innocent, right? Because he wanted to kill him. He wanted revenge. He wanted to fucking kill him and stuff, right? So I guess you could argue he was not that great of a guy. But majority of the time, everyone that saw places in a trap, usually they have some baggage. They have some type of like
fucked up shit.
Exactly. That's not innocent,
okay.
right? Just so that's like his type of thing. You know what I mean? And that's why I never really felt that, bro. Where like, oh, I never really hated him. You know?
Yeah.
And so in this movie, they clearly like make it obvious, like, yo, like they want you to feel for this guy.
Yeah,
and you do. And you do. And you actually root for him, and you hate the other people that are involved. And we're not gonna get it like
get into it,
spoilers, yeah. And you usually and I thought that was really kind of unique, because I'm like, damn, okay, that's pretty cool. To the mass audience, were like people who obviously might have hated him or whatever. Not me, right? He's my dog.
Not me though, man.
Not me though. Not me. Yeah.
I'm a day one with him.
I'm a day one.
Solid one.
I mean, dude, I just never. I don't know, because I kind of like, in a way, bro, I kind of saw like his point of view, and it's kind of fucked up, right?
Yeah, I was
like, I wouldn't do that, right? But I get it. At least it's not like it's super innocent people, right? Like, no, there's some people that are fucked or whatever. And I like his message, like Jigsaw, right? So what he does, like on his victims, I don't know if you knew this, Mario, his dead victims, obviously the police would show up and they do investigations. They'd see a piece of their skin, right? Like a piece of flesh from their body, cut out of a jigsaw piece. That's why he's called Jigsaw.
Okay.
And that represents that, since they're dead, that they missed a piece of them. They missed what is it called? What is it, guys? I know all my Saw fans are listening. You guys, it's this. It's like their will to live. They were missing a piece. They were missing the will to live. So he takes out a piece of them.
Okay.
Because they were missing their will to live, because they failed the test, because they didn't want to live. Remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Huh?
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Actually.
Yeah.
So I like that shit. I was like, oh shit, that's hard, bro.
That's hard as fuck.
Yeah, dude, come on, man. That's hard as fuck. Like, I'm like, dude, that's hard as fuck. Like, I actually like that shit. And I guess where it could get, and I guess to answer that, where people, are we supposed to hate this guy? Is, yes, even though John Kramer puts these people in these traps, he gives them a chance. Like, if they win the game, they win the game, and they're perfectly fine. And this is not until I think Saw 4 or 5, like in the middle, where John gets another apprentice that does his work while he's already dead, right? And the problem is these traps, right, are is it inescapable or is it unescapable? Unescapable.
Inescapable.
Inescapable.
I'll probably say
I'll
that.
fucking know, bro. It's
You
one
can
of those
just
two.
say you can't escape them.
Exactly. They're rigged. So even if the person does whatever they have to do, they still die.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it wasn't John though. It was one of his apprentices that was going rogue and like portraying as him. Type. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I guess that's fucked up. I mean, everything's fucked up, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But like at least John Kramer's like giving him a shot. Like, I don't fucking know, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially that's what that is. But yeah, if definitely a different setting with Mexico. It gives a cool vibe. The gore is right there. The dialogue. Amanda did great, because Amanda came back and you could see that she obviously, she's aged, right? But they tried making her look like her past self, and she was really cool seeing back, bro. It was cool seeing John Kramer back as well, and the entire movie, man, it was definitely a great Saw movie. And Saw is back, man. That's all I gotta say. Mario, you got any like final things? Like, I'm sure.
I mean, I'm definitely different about how you think about John Kramer. I mean, you definitely do root for him in this movie.
Yeah.
Because I spoilers, but you definitely do root for him.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, damn, boy, you kind of kind of take it too far.
You think so, man?
Yeah, man.
You think so, man?
Like it's far. Like I don't know. I feel like there's different ways to make it hurt for them. Like maybe cause a little bit of pain, but like to lose a leg, lose your eyeball. Hey, that I'm like, damn, bro. Like yeah, I won, but motherfucker, I got no fingers. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's another thing too that I like about Jigsaw is that he finds his victims, and depending on whatever they're struggling with, he makes a trap based on that.
Yeah, I picked up on that on the first scene. Well, not the first scene, but like the beginning scenes of the beginning of this movie when they're in the hospital.
Oh yeah. We'll mention that in the spoiler section. But yeah, in other movies, bro, they do that.
Yeah, that's cool. I did like that little detail.
Yeah, like I'm trying to remember. I might be wrong, guys. It's been so long since I've seen the Saw movies, but I could have sworn there was a guy who didn't value his life and he was depressed, and he would self-harm. So he like cut himself, right? And so what John Kramer did is he put him in a room with barbed wire everywhere, and he says, You don't value life. You don't value life enough. You don't do this, blah blah blah. You have to value life, blah blah blah. You cut yourself. Well, let's see how much you value life. If in order to escape, it's through there, and it's just barbed wire. So he has to crawl through the barbed wire as a barbed wire is like cutting himself because resembling like he cuts himself.
Yeah,
and it's a resembling because like he's cutting himself, but to live.
Yeah,
you see what I'm talking about?
What, does he live? That guy?
Nah, he gets fucked. Nah.
Damn.
No, yeah, he dies. But I think this was Saw. I think this was the first Saw movie. This happens. Real? Yeah. I believe that's what the premise is, guys. I believe it's been so long since I've seen them. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if I'm wrong about that whole theme. But if I am wrong, basically that is something that like he would do. It's an example, right?
No,
like,
that's cool.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like he would involve shit. You know, and so I thought that was pretty cool. But I think that. For a non-spoiler, I mean, I said what I wanted to say. Bro.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Did you want to add anything else? Like as a person that's like
I just wanted to see. I already said it. I just wanted to say like if you didn't watch any of the movies, you can watch this one.
Yeah. Okay.
That's really it.
Let's do Mario. Let's get what do you rate this movie and is it worth the ticket? What type of ticket?
Out of 10, man, I'll probably give this one.
Yeah.
I'll probably give this one an 8.
An 8? Yeah.
An 8,
that's
yeah,
good,
man. I think it's a perfect. I feel like we've been giving a lot of things 8 recently, man. I swear. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's true. Our last one
was an 8.
The creator, was an 8.
But no, man. If you're a fan of gore, if you're a fan of Jigsaw, I think you will love it. But if you're not a fan either, if you haven't seen any of the movies, you will enjoy this movie. There's a lot of twists and turns. The gory shit is truly gory. And that's raw. That's cool to see. In terms of the movie ticket. I think a regular movie ticket is fine. No discount Tuesday, no Dolby, nothing like that shit.
Yeah,
unless you're into gory shit, then go ahead watch it in Dolby. I don't know if it's available in Dolby, but go ahead.
Yeah, probably.
But no, man, I think regular price. Go on a weekend, late at night with your boys. I was about to reference the story, but never mind. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
You know, I was going to say like take a couple. You know. Yeah. But no, man, I think this is definitely an 8 out of 10 with the regular movie ticket, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Regular movie ticket, I would say an 8. I agree. It's 8. I was like, from a 9 to an 8.
I wouldn't be surprised if you gave it a 9. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, but like I don't want to let my bias just because we finally get a good Saw movie after the three
shitty ones.
Yeah, right. Like I don't want to do that. So no, I think 8's really good. I mean 8's still a great score, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, it's gonna be 8. So go check it out, guys. Especially if you're into Saw. Saw is back, baby. Come on, let's get it. So with that being said, now we're going to get into our spoiler section. So feel free to click off. We're going to be going into it in 1, 2, 3. All right, man. Now we're in the spoiler section.
All right,
so you said you mentioned the scene. Let's talk about that scene that you said.
So in the beginning of this movie, we see John Kramer talking to a doctor.
Yeah.
Telling him basically, listen, bro. You fuck. Like, you ain't gonna live, man. Yeah, I gave you months to live because of your brain cancer.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, fuck, what the fuck? So when he leaves that, like, appointment, whatever the fuck, he sees a janitor who's in another patient's room, and he's going through a drawer.
Yeah.
In that drawer has that patient's belongings. And as John Kramer's seeing this, the scene cuts to that same janitor in a chair in, like, a random basement that looks scary as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And the way the trap is designed is that the janitor has tubes literally attached to his eyeballs.
Yeah.
And the only way to get out of it is if he uses his left hand to like turn a dial from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
And each number represents a finger on his right hand, because before we cut to the scene of him in the chair, he's grabbing the watch, he's grabbing the wallet, he's grabbing he grabbed something else, I believe, but I don't remember. But the whole point is like, oh, you were looking at it and you were thinking about stealing this with your hands and
with
shit,
your
like
sticky fingers.
Yeah.
Like that.
So the only way to get out is to break your fingers and you can get out of it. But the cool thing about this is that after he like quote unquote dies or whatever, it cuts back to the hospital and he's alive because the janitor notices John.
Yeah.
And John says to him, "Good choice."
Yeah, because he puts it away.
Mm-hmm.
Like he sees John Kramer peeking through the window, and then he ends up like putting back his belongings in the drawer and walks away. And then as he's walking out, John Kramer's like, "Yeah, good choice." But I thought you were gonna mention the scene where the tube sucks his eyeballs out, man.
Oh, and I just want to mention the fact that it was cool that he was fantasizing about it. That to me was a cool.
Oh yeah,
part.
I thought that was actually happening. Like I thought it was, oh shit, we're already like, whoa.
No, me too. But after I was like, oh my
yeah,
god,
for
like
sure.
the movie actually made me believe that was actually happening. So that's why I was wild about that. The tube, that shit was. Don't get me
Dude,
wrong.
that was gnarly as
That
fuck.
was like, oh my god, bro, this movie is so gruesome, man. I don't know if I can do it.
Like we literally saw like
his eyes being
his
sucked
eyeballs
out.
got sucked out and through the tube into like a container. Like,
Yeah.
both of his eyes, bro. Dude,
Oh my god.
that's fucking crazy as fuck. But yeah, so obviously, like I said, John Kramer, you know, he's trying to, you know, find a cure to his tumor.
Mm-hmm.
He's in these cancer groups and stuff. He finds this guy who apparently had stage 4 pancreas cancer or something, pancreatic cancer or something.
Mm-hmm.
He gets healed, and John Kramer's like, "Yo, what the fuck? How are you in full remission, bitch?"
3 months later, yeah.
Right? He's like, "Well, listen, hey, it's on the low, but here, check out this net." And we find out that this John Kramer does research, and apparently there's a doctor out there that can cure cancer and cure these different diseases and stuff. And apparently he had to go in hiding because, you know, the government, right? It says, oh, well, if we're finding cures for cancer and stuff, that means there's no lifetime medications, and no lifetime medications
Means no money for big pharma, all these big medical companies. Yeah.
Right, you know? And so the person taking over, right, was her daughter, was his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And so the daughter's saying, hey, guys, well, we're still going to, despite all this shit, despite my father being in hiding, we're still going to be providing help. Just contact us. We're going to be traveling, blah, blah, blah. And John Kramer said, okay, that makes, he's buying. He's okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. And he ends up calling or sending an email. He finally gets a call, and it's that doctor, the chick that we see that was on that computer screen. And he's like, hey, John Kramer, you know, we saw your medical records. We're having a thing in 3 months or whatever. John Kramer's quiet. He's like, oh, you don't got 3 months, huh? Well, listen, we could do it next week or something. We're in Mexico. Pull up. Right? John Kramer said, I'll be there.
Bad.
Right. Yeah, and like as he gets there, this is where I was confused. Dude, this is the part where like I kind of didn't know what was happening because I was distracted by the situation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
but correct me if I'm wrong, Mario, but like when he makes, by the story, guys, remember at the end of the pod, I'm going to tell you guys the story. But anyways, correct me if I'm wrong, like he pulls up and doesn't he get like kidnapped or some shit by the cartels or some shit?
Yeah, so he gets picked up by some dude in a taxi cab, right? That taxi cab takes him to the location where this doctor's at, and without going into like, I don't know, do you want to see what the end game is, because it explains those people that, because you're right, he quote unquote does get kidnapped, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Because, do you want me to say it?
What?
It's like, oh yeah, you're right. So
Yeah,
basically, these people, they're part of the scam, right?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, John Kramer
Yeah.
gets scammed, right? And so in order to to make sure there's no police or whatever the fuck, they have these guys, like people from Mexico who are hired guns, basically, stop the taxi cab and be like, no, like, who are you? What the fuck? Because we as the audience at this point, we believe like, oh, it's just protection because like, what if the big drug companies sent people to get them?
That's what the woman says.
Yeah,
that's what the girl says.
And that's what
which
we're
is-
led to believe as the audience.
Yeah.
But in reality, obviously, we know it's a scam, and they really are just hired guns. because they don't want to kill. They want to kill off police if they come. So you're right. He does get picked up, and that's the excuse they tell him, like, "Oh, we're trying to ward off the."
Yeah, bro. I was like, "What the fuck's?" I'm like,
no. So you're right. Like he does get kidnapped, but like that's the excuse.
And he gets kidnapped to this like nice house. He's greeted by these different people. He finally meets the doctor that he saw the video of her, you know, saying, "Oh, we're gonna do this." The one that he was talking on the phone with. And she says, "Oh yeah, about that." And she basically explains, "Yeah, it's just in case of the government trying to, you know, because what we're doing is bad, right?" And so they take John Kramer like downstairs doing his surgery. He meets other people, other surgeons. He meets like another patient and shit like that. He's like, "Okay." John Kramer's asking good questions, like, "So can you tell me about this shit?" And they do like I guess, good job explaining.
Yeah, they do.
And so after that, they put him in a coma. They're opening his cranium to do the thing. John Kramer sees a screen, and it looks like his brain, like to him it seems like it's his brain, and they're like picking at it or whatever. And he wakes up, and the doctor comes in and says, "Hey, John, like here are your reports. I guess the blood shit looks normal and stuff."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Yeah, well, hey, well, you got to take these, you know." She's basically giving out medicine and stuff. And John Kramer's like shedding a tear, and she's like, "Oh my God, like thank you," and all that stuff. And he goes home.
He heads back, yeah.
And you want to mention this, Mario, about him turning into a leaf? You want to take this away?
Yeah. So basically, when he heads back to the States, we cut basically to him buying a bottle of tequila because one of the people that he was greeted by, Gabriella.
Well, I thought you were gonna mention him turning the leaf.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna say this because it kind of adds to like
isn't
why
isn't this after?
Or is it? Or I thought it was before.
No,
and then
it's after.
Okay, never mind. Then I'll mention the scene. So we cut to him basically in a park, and he's drawing one of those traps. I think the one you see in the first movie.
Yes, the one that was
the iconic trap that I think everyone remembers.
The bear trap one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
he's drawing it right, but the cool thing here is that he rips the page out and he throws it in the fucking garbage can. And I'm sitting there. I was like, wait, is he like basically saying like I don't want to do this anymore? Like I don't want to create traps anymore. And I was like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Well, because like he finally has a chance of living again.
Yeah,
like, you know.
So he has like this grateful. He's so grateful for like I have like X amount of years added to my life when I only thought I had months. Like this is amazing. And he thinks about this girl he met at the house, Gabriella, who greeted him, right? And before he went to surgery, Gabriella's like, here, take this tequila, and fucking like drink. But even the doctor was like, no, you can't drink it. But that's the point.
Yeah, he's like, for good luck. She's like, for good luck.
So the guy buys that same bottle of tequila and fucking drives to, I don't know. This is why I'm confused, bro. Because at this point, I think he's still in Mexico now that I think about it, bro.
Is he still in Mexico?
I think he is, bro. I don't think he never went back.
I'm trying to remember.
Because remember, he's at a table trying to figure out the location. He's like drawing like 90 degrees, whatever the fuck, shit like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. I think he never went back. Now that I'm talking about it.
Huh. Okay.
But either way, he goes back to the house. None of that shit matters because this is what really matters right here.
Yeah. So he's like happy, right? And he just wants to give a parting gift. Oh, I think you're right.
To thank you.
Like a parting before he leaves or something.
Yeah,
right?
That's why I'm like, wait a minute, bro. I think we're wrong.
Yeah. So
sorry about that.
So he buys his tequila as like a parting gift, and like he goes to that same place where they done the surgery for him, and he finds out it's all run down and stuff. And he's like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Like, hello? Like he says hello like in an innocent way, like hello, like what's good? And he finds out it's all run down. He's like, what the fuck? He goes downstairs or wherever where the surgery took place. He's like, everything is beat up. And he's like, what the fuck? And he pulls up a screen, and it shows a video of a playback video of the brain and people picking at it or whatever. And then he realizes, wait a second, this is like a pre-recorded video. He's like, what the fuck? And he looks at his head because his head is all bandaged up. He takes it off, and like his hair is like, he still has his hair. And then like he's like, what the fuck? And he picks up a shard of glass, and he looks behind him, and there's like no scars whatsoever. And so that's where like you could see him freaking out, like his heart starts beating fast. He's like, no fucking way, I just got scammed. Yeah. And that's how he finds out he got scammed, and that's where everything leads to where he ends up kidnapping everybody, putting them all these different traps. And one of them, obviously, one of the victims is the main doctor lady, and bro, she is a bitch, man.
Yeah,
she like we find out that she scammed like 30 other people, like 30 plus other people, and they all
of them
died.
are dead. All of them
passed, and they have accumulated over I think $8 million or something.
Mm-hmm.
They accumulated $8 million, and so like she's fucked up, right, for real. And at this point, she, who was the one that was first put in the trap?
It was the anesthesia lady, apparently.
Yeah, that trap was brutal, man.
Yeah, that one was, dude.
She had to saw her fucking leg off.
Yeah, she had to saw
put a tube inside of her bone, dude.
And the blood or whatever the fuck was sucked out goes into this jar.
The bone marrow.
Yeah, that shit had to reach a certain level to turn off the trap.
Yeah,
but
man.
Obviously she hesitated too much on sawing off her leg that she didn't make it in time, and she dies.
Yeah, man, that shit was fucking brutal, man. And like this, and there's many scenes that shows how the main doctor lady, I forgot her fucking name, bro, the blonde lady. I can look it up. Yeah, where how fucked up she is, because after that girl that died, because she got her head severed and everything, in the middle of the room, everyone's freaking out. There's a phone ringing, right? And you're like, whoa, what the fuck? We need a rope. We need to pull this. So this chick, dead ass, takes the dead body of the first victim, opens her up, grabs her intestines, and uses it as a rope to pull the trolley that's in the middle of the room to get the phone that's ringing.
Dr. Cecilia.
We just called her Cecilia.
Yeah.
But dude, that whole scene, bro, Mario, remember when she cuts the girl open, uses her intestines as a rope to bring the trolley over that had the phone?
Once I saw the guts being used as a rope, I was like, all right, man, like we really for me, I'm just like, holy crap, they don't really hold back, man.
Hey.
They do not hold back. I was like, holy shit.
And so Cecilia actually gets the phone and she ends up calling someone. Mm-hmm. And then obviously as she says her thing, and Amanda comes, and shocks her and everything. And so once again, everyone typical. We're not gonna go through every single trap, but they eventually go through every single trap. Mm-hmm. And then that's when the person that Cecilia was managed to call pulls up, and he pulls up like the gun, right? He pulls up with a gun, and it turns out that he's there to get his money back, because I guess apparently he was a victim as well. And so they tie him up and everything, and John Kramer's like, yo, listen, this is the rules, no guns, and listen, you've been scammed. Well, listen, look what I'm doing. And he shows him what he's doing, and he's like all freaking out, no, this isn't right and stuff. And then later on, we see that same guy betrays him, right? Yo, what the fuck's going on? 'Cause he's like, yo, no, you guys are weird, you guys are freaks, right? What the fuck? And he ends up saving the chick, and it turns out that oh, no, I think I said it wrong. Didn't I say it wrong? Because no, the girl didn't call him. The girl, Dr. Cecilia. I said, I said that she called somebody, and then the guy that pulled up was that guy. But no.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, but that's not who she meant to call, because we didn't know that. Because at this point, guys, we just thought he was just a random victim. And it wasn't until, he points a gun at them and, ends up, talking with Cecilia, and then they get together, and Cecilia's like, oh my god, I thought you were, and then we've learned, oh, what the fuck, he's not actually a victim.
Oh yeah, he's not actually a victim. He's actually he's in
a partner.
He's a partner. Turns out he's just there to make Kramer believe like, hey, I'm a victim too, but not really. He's in on the scheme.
Exactly.
He was there to make you believe it more.
Yeah.
Right. Like, hey, I'm about to go in. You're going in tomorrow, but good luck on your shit. Right.
Yeah.
And so this is one of those mini twists that I said in the non-spoiler. I'm like, hey, this movie has mini twists in it, and that's what's really cool. And I enjoyed that a lot. This was one of them. I'm just like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting. That one got me, bro. I really thought he was a victim. I was like, what the fuck? That shit was raw.
And so so they end up saving her, and they actually manage to trap Amanda, and they make Amanda shackle herself, and they make John also
go into
a trap, right? And at this point, we're like, oh shit, we're losing hope, man. This is crazy. And one of the girls that survived her trap, John was like, yo, we need to take her to the hospital. She won her trap fair and square. She needs medical attention. And then the girl, the Cecilia, was like, I don't think that'll be a problem. And she kills her, bro. She steps on her neck or breaks her neck.
Yeah, with her foot.
And it's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? And it turns out that, hey, honestly, she says, honestly, when I saw you put everyone in traps and I saw them die one by one, I just thought to myself, that's one less person that I got to give a cut to with the $8 million. And we're like, yo, what the fuck? And then Amanda's trying to, say shit to the guy. It's like, she's going to kill you too, right? And then John is like, yeah, you guys don't even know it yet. And then obviously Cecilia thinks of it as like, really, that's how you're gonna try to get yourself out of this? Like you're trying to try to get us to turn on each other? Like that's not gonna work. Nah, now you're in the trap, bitch, and I want you to suffer. And later on, because earlier in the movie, he also meets like this little boy. He ends up fixing his bike for him and stuff. And later on, instead of leaving, because we're about to get the money, like instead of leaving John Kramer and Amanda there, like no, she's like, dude, she's a sick bitch, bro.
She's like, I want to make him suffer.
Oh yeah, I want to make him suffer. But and then again, I say she's a sick bitch, even though Saw is kind of like, I mean, Jigsaw is kind of fucked up too.
This is the part of the movie when you're like rooting for him.
No, yeah.
And I'm just like, man, you Jigsaw, you can't let her one up you.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
or these two, you can't let these two one
no,
up
exactly. She's like, dang, I thought, she's like, for a person of smart like you really, like, you just lost. Like, you really lost to me or whatever. And so in this Saw trap, she says that she really wants to make him suffer, and she finds that same boy in the beginning of the movie that John Kramer helped fix his bike outside, and she ends up, luring him into the shop and attaches him, this innocent little boy, in the same trap as John Kramer. And John Kramer's like freaking out. He's like, no, what the fuck? And then they're on this like thing where they're both on their backs, and it's like a seesaw type of thing. Yeah. Right? And you each person has like a lever that they pull, and whenever they pull a lever, they go up away from this tube that's pouring like blood on them. So they're not like being waterboarded, they're being bloodboarded.
Yeah.
So like just blood is constantly going on your
and you can't breathe at all because you're constantly having that water.
Yeah, so and John Kramer, obviously he's attached to the strap of this kid, and he's like, he's an innocent kid, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm gonna sacrifice myself. He's like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself, right? And obviously the kid surprisingly would saw that, and he's like, because oh my god, he's the guy that helped me, whatever. Nah, and he ends up pulling the lever, and so John could get a few seconds to breathe, and now the kid is being like blood boarded. Like I wasn't expecting that. I was like, whoa, what the kid's actually?
No, I really thought. The funny thing is, bro, is like, I don't know why I thought this. I was like, I knew John Kramer was Jigsaw. But for some reason, I thought he would actually die there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just like, looking back at it now, I'm like, why did I think that? Like, I know he's in the other movies.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe because, I don't know.
No, yeah, I know.
Some things I can't explain.
I mean, I knew he wasn't going to die. I was just like, more so like, okay, how's he going to get out of this?
Yeah.
And like, same with the kid, right? So now when the kid and John Kramer are like taking turns being bloodboarded and stuff, the guy, he's like, yeah, fuck this. I'm going to go get the money, right? And then the woman ends up following, and they're in the same room. And then the guy, he's like, where's the fucking money or whatever? And he finds the money bag, and he takes the money, and it starts like a timer. And that's when the music starts playing.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, shit, what the fuck's going on? And then when he took the money bag and it starts a timer, the seesaw trap with the bloodboard or whatever stops, and it opens up. Like, John Kramer's able to escape and everything. And they're like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And it turns out that John Kramer knew all along that this was going to happen. This was the plan all along. And Cecilia's like freaking out. She's like, wait, how the fuck did he know? And it just showed the traditional Saw fashion that I really fucking liked, because they do this in other movies, bro, is they show glimpses. Whenever there's a twist, they always show glimpses on the back of the movie, like the stuff that happened in the movie before, as to like, oh, this has happened. Like the whole cell phone being on that trolley was a plant all along, so she could call up that guy. John Kramer already knew that guy, and as he what's it called? Because that's another thing I realized. I'm like, John Kramer, like, because he had the gun. Remember when he was threatening him? It was like, why? In my head, I'm like, damn, bro, why the fuck did you not take the bullets away or something, or put the magazine somewhere? But no, all along it shows behind the scenes that he was actually replacing the bullets with just blanks or something.
Yeah,
right?
taking out the gunpowder.
The gunpowder, yeah. And so that's what he was doing, and it just shows exactly what all the twists were, right? And it turns out that John Kramer, this was supposed to happen all along. The only thing that was unexpected was the kid being brought into the trap, because originally it was supposed to be Amanda and John Kramer into that trap, and they were supposed to like and I guess it's smart because it's a trap that they could keep going back and forth. So like they could breathe and still live, and then they'll just like, you know what I mean?
I meant you just give up. One of them would have to.
One of them would have to give up. But since they know a plan, is like, okay, we can't give up. Let's just keep giving each other to breathe and stuff until they take the money. You know what I mean? And then that's when we'll be good. The trap will stop, and then the room locks obviously, and it starts filling up with gas. and this gas is like acidic, bro. Like
It burns your skin.
It starts burning your skin. You can't breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the traditional Saw fashion, the creepy voice starts playing. Right? It says something along the lines of like, only one of you will survive or something. You guys have to fight each other. Like traditional dialogue, which is fucking badass. And then there's this like a window like for your head that opens.
Yeah,
up.
there's like a little hole in the wall where only one person can stick their head out and breathe the fresh air that's good for you in order for you to live. And so Cecilia and the dude, I forgot his name, they're fighting to get into this window. So they're fighting, and eventually Cecilia stabs the dude. So the dude dies, and Cecilia sticks her head out until the timer runs out. And she lives, right?
At this point she lives, I guess, because the smoke shit starts pouring out, like stops pouring out. Yeah, and so I guess she lives, but I guess she can't get out.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm like, how does she, like, does she appear in other movies?
I'm trying to remember, man. It's been so long. I don't think so, man. I have,
because if you really think about it, I this is one thing where it's like, okay, maybe a critique that I just thought of. I'm like, why isn't she appear in the other movies if she's not in them? Wouldn't she want revenge on Kramer?
Should we look it up?
Or maybe, oh my God, hire me. What if this is the next movie? It's her
loose ends or something,
hunting down Amanda, because at this point Kramer's dead. But remember, she really hated Amanda. She slapped her.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe she.
Well, I mean, Amanda dies too.
Ah, never mind.
Amanda dies the same movie as when he dies. John Kramer.
Oh,
dies.
for real?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Never mind then. Then I don't know. Never mind.
No, yeah. I'm pretty sure the cops will find her and stuff. But like I said, that's what I like about John is like, hey, if you win, you win.
Like you out.
Yeah. So technically she won. So like the smoke stopped. So she's good. I'm pretty sure she's alive, and like maybe the cops pulled up or something. And obviously the music is still playing, and that's where, like, he didn't say it, but I wanted him to say game over or some bullshit. And now the kid and John Kramer's all bloodied and stuff, and they all walk away.
Amanda,
the kid.
And Kramer,
they all walk away like a happy little family, man.
It's like a good ending. It's like, bro,
yeah, it's like what the fuck, right?
Like, you're really giving this guy a happy ending? Okay.
Yeah, and then surprisingly, there also is an end credit scene.
There is an end credit scene.
And that end credit scene is, we get this guy who's tied up, and he's like obviously in a trap or something, and it turns out it's the same guy that appointed the doctor to John when he met him. Because remember, he's like, yo, I got this doctor on the low. I had stage 4 pancreatic cancer or whatever. I'm full remission. Look at my scar. And he showed him his scar, and like he was hanging and he didn't have that scar, and John Kramer was like, where's your scar or whatever. And so another cool Easter egg, guys, is the I forgot his fucking name. Detective, the detective that ends up becoming, that's under Jigsaw's wing, the one that ends up rigging the traps.
Yeah,
right. That guy makes an appearance in that movie. So, and he's just there, fiddling with the trap and stuff. And then that's pretty much how it ends. So that's like another, little Easter egg with him. He makes an appearance in the spoiler. I mean, in the end credit scene. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire movie. I thought it was really cool. When the music showed up, I was getting goosebumps, man. I was like, oh shit, man, it's kind of lit, you know?
Yeah.
And but yeah, guys, so that's gonna be the end. I mean, now I guess we're gonna get into. You want to talk about the?
I feel like you should do it, man. This story mainly involves you. I don't really get involved in it until like the movie's over.
Come on, man. All right, okay, guys. So now with the story that. So while we're watching this movie,
I just want to preface, man. I think I've had like a pretty normal life, but when I ever deal with something crazy or like something out of the norm, Hector's always there, bro. Like crazy shit happens when I'm with you.
I'm trying to remember other stuff. Like what else has happened?
I mean, when we saw The Creator, which by the way, go listen to that. I don't know which one he's uploading first, Hector, but go listen to it. When we're on the way to see that, we almost saw like 4 car crashes that almost happened. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Like that's happened multiple times with you. I'm not bullshitting.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's just one thing I can think of. But either way, man, continue.
I don't know, dude. It's weird, man. I guess I'm a bad omen or some shit. I don't fucking know. But surprisingly, there was a lot of people.
Yeah, actually, I told you, man.
Well, not before, because like once the movie started, like barely starting, that's when like people were showing up. I think our entire row was filled up.
It was. It really was.
Yeah, right.
It was.
And this was at the movie started at 1. It was like a 1 p.m. showing. But anyways, guys, so the story is that these 2 chicks, like there was these 2 girls that sat next to me like on well, one of them was on my side, and then obviously the other one. And they were kind of loud, man. They brought like snacks and everything. They were opening them up. They were like really loud. And I was like, in my head, bro, all I thought I was like, oh no, man, it's gonna be one of those other like experiences. Yeah. And the chicks, they seemed like our age. They seemed like our age, a little bit older.
A little bit older, yep.
Like I would say like 25 or 26.
Yeah, around there.
Like
yeah.
they look like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they were like loud, right? They're pretty much loud. And me, I was already getting ready. I'm like, oh man, I'm about to tell these. I'm about to ruin the party, man. Just tell these chicks, yo. And then obviously, and then the other group of people that was sitting next to them. So these two chicks were in between me and Mario. No, sorry, not me and Mario. Well, the group, me and Mario, and these group of old ladies. Mm-hmm. So like it's me and Mario, then the two chicks, and then the two old ladies next to them. And so they're being loud and stuff, and I'm like, oh damn, I'm gonna have to. Fuck, Mario. What did you think? Did you also think too? Ah, fuck, man. Like, we gotta. Did you think I was gonna say something? Like, oh,
yeah, bro.
Did you actually?
I thought y'all, because when they were being loud, laughing and shit, I'm like, oh, Hector's gonna have to say something, and they're right next to him. But then it got even worse because then after you did the thing, I was like, and they were being annoying again. I was like, oh my god, there's no way Hector does it after doing that with them. But you go.
So yeah, they're being loud and stuff like that, guys. And then I see in my corner of my eye that I see them like have these like miniature cups, and they have these water bottle. They have this water bottle, and they start pouring, and they start giggling and stuff. And in my head, I'm like, oh my god, I already know what time it is, man. They're fucking drinking. And I'm like, oh no, man. And so they start, drinking and stuff. And then throughout the movie, this is the part where John Kramer was getting kidnapped or whatever. One of the chicks, she's like right next to me. She pokes me like this. She's like, hey. I'm like, what's up? She's like, how old are you? I'm 23. She's like, do you want a shot? And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, are you for real? She's like, yeah. Do you want a shot of vodka? And I'm like, and then the other girl was like leaning in, so she was staring at me too. She was leaning in. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like she was leaning in, like also like looking. And I was like, I mean, I guess. And so she hands me this small cup with like a little.
Yeah, bro. She had that small. I'm like, what the fuck? Because
it was like it said. I could have sworn it said AMC on it, so maybe it's like the shit that they provide. Like, cause you could also drink in AMC.
There? Maybe, yeah.
I mean,
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, probably, yeah. And so it was a small sliver on my. And she's like, "Wait, you want some more?" I'm like, "Yeah, give me some more." What the fuck? Because it was like a small little, like a sliver. And then she poured me some, and then we were like, "Oh," she's like, "All right, cheers." And then that's it. And I took one down, and I was like, all right, cool, we chilling.
And at this point, bro,
what'd you think? What'd you see? Did you see anything?
Well, first of all, I saw you talking to her. I'm just like, oh, I originally thought, I'm like, oh my god, Hector's saying something.
Oh my god,
like,
really?
wow, I was like, wow, he's saying something. But then I was like, wait, he's not. Like, I don't hear him getting in that tone he usually does when he's like, yo, shut the fuck up, type shit, right?
I never said that.
No, I know. I'm talking about like you don't say shut the fuck up, but you say it in a tone like, hey, yo, like we're trying to watch a movie, or, like, you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, keep
keep it down. But I was like, wait a minute, he's like chatting him up. I'm like, no way, Hector's making a move right now in the middle of a movie.
I'm making a move.
Right? And then all of a sudden, I see him take the shot, and I'm like, I'm in disbelief. I'm like, is this man taking a shot in the middle of a fucking movie right now? And then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, he didn't bring, because I drove him with him. I'm like, I know for a fact he didn't bring any alcohol. So I'm just like, wait, the girls gave him the alcohol. What the fuck?
Yeah, because they had him
in the water bottle. I'm like, no fucking way, bro.
Yeah, so but I mean, I smelled it first though. I was like,
no, after I saw that, I took a whiff. I'm like, wait,
you actually smelled it from that?
You could smell it, bro.
No way.
You could smell it. You could smell it.
What the fuck?
I think the people next to me, I wanted to ask them, like, yo, do you smell the alcohol too? But I never did.
Oh.
Because I'm pretty sure that was a couple, and I wasn't gonna like, do that.
Yeah, I think they were a couple, bro. But yeah, so I take it and everything, and I was like, all right, cool. And then she starts talking and stuff, and then throughout the movie, she starts talking to me, like just saying, oh, like, whatever happens in the movie, oh, like, wait, why is she's like, why did John Kramer is upset about this or whatever? And I'm like, oh, it's because he got scammed and stuff. He said, oh, okay. And throughout the movie, she would just mention like small comments like, oh, I can't do that and stuff. But like she would say it in a way like she's talking to me, not to her friend. And I'm like, what the fuck? And there was one time where remember that scene where the girl would cut off her leg?
Yeah. That was funny when you told me. Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I can't do that. Nah, she's a bad bitch for real. And I started laughing. I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, why are you laughing? I'm like, what do you mean she's a bad bitch? She's like, well, listen, she cut off her leg. Like, what do you mean? Like, I wouldn't be able to do that, so she a bad bitch. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, whatever. And then later on, you know, her friend also, like, I remember her friend kind of talked to me a bit too, and she offered me a second one. I'm like, oh shit, man. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll take another one. And once the whole thing, cheers or whatever. And then I'm like, dude, and I asked her, how long have you been fucking drinking? She's like, honestly, we already had a bottle of champagne, we already had a bottle of tequila, now we have this vodka in this bottle. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, at this time and shit. And she's like, it's Sunday fun day. He's like, it's Sunday fun day. What do you mean? It's like, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna be going to the club, or like we're gonna get lit or something like later tonight. And I'm like, oh shit. She's like, it's like, yeah. And then this is and then she randomly starts laughing and stuff. She's like, oh my god. And I'm like, what happened? And she's like, I offered the ladies next to us. There were old ladies. These two old ladies.
Yeah, I remember.
If they wanted a shot, and they actually said yes, and they took the shots. And I'm like, no way, bro. The old ladies.
That's funny.
They're like older than my mama, man.
Yeah, bro. That's facts. I mean? Yeah.
That's funny as fuck. And so they start, and then there were some moments where like they end up leaving, and I'm assuming they went to go get more food or something like that. And then the main chick that was sitting next to me comes back, and then her friend ends up falling. She trips up the stairs,
bro, loud as fuck.
You just hear the thud, like, and everybody. Well, she was laughing hard as fuck. I was like, oh fuck, and at that point, bro, I was like, oh my god, like what the fuck's going on, man? Now I'm kind of getting annoyed. It's like, oh no, like I kind of just want to, you know, watch the movie.
Yeah,
you know, and she offers me a third one. And I'm like, all right, no, I'm gonna have to call it there. No, I'm good. I told her I'm trying to remember this movie.
Yeah.
And she's like,
funny.
She's like, what? It's like you don't. It's like you go to the movie sober. She's like, that's kind of lame. It was like, well, I want to remember this movie. She's like, well, I can remember this movie when I'm drunk. And I'm like, no, you can't. And she's like, no, trust me, I can't. And I didn't want to say like, oh, like I got to see this movie because, you know.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, oh shit. And so then later she like, because she would also try to lean, like, because we have these two like dividers.
They're separated. Just say
right.
divider. Yeah.
So Mario, so my hand there, right?
Yeah.
There's two things, right? She would like, this is how close she'd be. She'd be like this.
Oh no.
Dead ass. And I'm like, and me, not gonna lie, I'm like, hey yo. But then I'm in my head, I'm like, this bitch drunk as hell, bro. Like, what the fuck? Get out of my way. And then she's like, oh, what else are you gonna be doing or some shit like that. And I didn't want to say, oh, it's because
we got to review.
We got to do a pod.
We got
to review. I was telling Mario, listen, man. Hey, guys, if we were like $500,000, if we were like at $1 million, I would have been like, oh, yeah, you know, I got to watch this movie because I have this pod, you know, 500,000 subs.
No, it is what it is. You know, type shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You trying to get on like, exclusive type shit, right? Mm-hmm. And then she was basically, so when she just said that, I'm like, oh yeah, like we're watching this movie early because we have a few things to do, and then after that, later tonight, we're gonna be busy, we're gonna be doing some things. And she's like what? And I'm like, we're just gonna be doing our thing. She's like what? Like drinking? And I'm like, and me, when she said that, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go out, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's like okay. It's like, well, let me know, like after or something like that. And I was like, oh my god. I'm like, oh my god, like, this is it. Like either I'm like, shit, should I tell? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, should I tell Mario?
You should have, bro.
Oh, what do I like? Should we? No, because not gonna lie, I don't want to fold and not do the review.
Nah. If we were to do something, it would be after this.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, bro.
And basically, guys, throughout the movie, she was just talking to me. I mean, Mario, you saw, like, she would just constantly talk, man, and like try to talk to me, stuff like that. And then after the movie, right? Because Mario always Mario, right? W in the chat. Mario always looks up if there's an end credit scene of the movie, and there was obviously for this movie, so we decided to stay. And as we're like staying, everyone else was already leaving, and on our row, I said row. What our row?
Yeah,
my bad. Our fucking row was gone, was basically like empty, and it was just you and me. and then the 2 girls, and they didn't leave. They like wanted to. They stayed, I guess. And in my head, I'm like, oh shit, are they staying because of us? Like they just because
I could have sworn they were because I thought it's like I heard her say like, no, I want to wait. So I thought I could have sworn that I heard that.
Yeah.
Because she was talking to you throughout the entire time and she wanted to leave with you. Like leave at the same time and like talk after. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I think that's what
I could have sworn I said like, no, I want to wait. I'm surprised you didn't hear that because you were next to her because that's what I heard.
No, because I think that wasn't the end credit scene.
I think that she said that as soon as that popped up.
Exactly. Yeah. So then I started like I got invested again into the scene, into the end credit scene, and surprisingly, I was surprised. The girl next to me, she actually knew what the fuck was going on. She's like, "Oh my god, it's the guy from blah blah blah. He was the pig." Because that's true. That he was an apprentice, so he was like one of the pig people. Remember that kidnaps or whatever. So she was doing that. She was like, "Oh my god, blah blah blah." And then she was kind of confused. She's like, "But wait, I thought he died in this movie, whatever." And I just explained it to her. Oh yeah, this movie takes place between the first and second. She's like, "Oh okay." And so I was surprised. I'm like, "Oh my god, this fucking chick like."
Knows what's going on.
Knows about this. I thought these chicks just said, "Oh my god, like
let's just watch a movie and get drunk to it."
Exactly, right. I thought that the deal was, but no, they actually fuck with it, I guess. So I was like, "Oh shit, okay." But yeah, so we were there for a couple, seconds and stuff. Like they weren't leaving. Like actually, like I'm pretty sure they got up when we got up.
Yeah, bro, they offered me a fucking shot, man.
Oh yeah, talk about this.
Yeah, so like before, like right after it ended, I was like,
she offered it to me first. She's like, "Oh, do you want more?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good." And she's like, "What about your friend?" "Oh yeah, let me ask Mario. Mario, you want some?"
And then obviously I was like, "All right." I was like, "What is it?" And she's like, "Oh, vodka." And I was just like, "You're taking shots of vodka?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's Grey Goose." And I was like, "All right, hand it over."
And it was in a water bottle.
Bro, it was in a water bottle. I was like, "Oh, that's how they snuck it in."
Yeah.
And dude, it was like a shit. It was probably like a shot and a half, maybe 2.
Yeah,
maybe 2, depending on how big the glass is. And I'm just like, I'm gonna have to take this down because like I just accepted it. I ain't gonna look at no bitch. And especially after I started drinking it, she's like, "Oh, come on now you started drinking, you can't like stop now." And I was like, "Fuck, I gotta do it." So I drink it all.
In my head, I thought you were just gonna take like a little bit. I'm all right, cool, right? But then I was like, that's what I thought, right? And then when I heard her say,
like,
"Hey,
yeah, like hey, come on, now be like, a man or some shit like that."
Yeah,
like you can't stop now. You
can
drink it all.
She's like, "You better chug it or some shit."
No, even before she said that, I'm like, I gotta finish it.
Oh,
like I have to finish it. There's no way. So like that was already like my what I was committed to, right?
Yeah, man.
But nah, man. As soon as we stood up, I knew that like this girl was somewhat already kind of feeling you because obviously you were already talking throughout the movie. Yeah. I can't really say that her friend was feeling me, but the only thing I got, bro, is like when I stood up, it's like she like saw that I was tall, right? She saw that I was tall, and she like looked up and down, and she like grinned, like she was happy.
Ooh, man.
But that's the only thing I got. I can't say she was into me based off that.
Mario pulling that. Dude, I wish Javi was
I know, right? That shit was funny. Oh, I should say, when it was happening, like the only shit, dude. I texted Javi and my cousin Thiele.
Yeah,
I'm like, "Yo, bro, you're not gonna believe."
Yeah, and Thiele was the one in our Dungeons and Dragons
review.
If you go listen to that one.
Yeah, my cousin, bro. I was texting them and they found it funny too. They're like, "What the fuck?"
Why'd you text?
Because it's funny, bro. It's fucking funny. This has never happened before in my fucking life. You know how many movies we've been through in our life, especially this year? Not once has this ever happened.
Well, honestly, I think our odds are like higher because we go to the movies now every weekend.
Yeah, but this is the first time in 23 years of life.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. But I don't know why you had to text the guys.
That shit was funny, bro. That shit was funny. Obviously, like you'll explain more to them when you see them in person because I don't give them a brief, right? I didn't reply back.
Yeah, and truthfully, guys, listen. If I didn't want to do anything just because I want to get this review out, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm on that shit. And plus, like, I just didn't want to fold. I didn't want to be like, nah, like, I don't know. I got some pride. I'm not gonna, man. What? Like, I already had plans for this review. What? I'm just gonna bail just for some chicks?
No, bro. When they got distracted by the employee,
oh yeah,
me, that was like, oh Hector, we gotta go.
Yeah. So when we were walking down, were they in front of us? Yeah,
they were in front of us. Yeah,
they were in front of us, and we're like following and stuff. The guy, one of the dudes that was like cleans the theater.
Yeah.
He ends up talking to them, right? Like, hey
yeah.
man, I know. We know, right? Because the girl that I was talking to on my left, man, she got a thing on her, man. Yeah, shout out.
Yeah,
shout
man.
That's hey, sorry guys. Sorry, I keep forgetting that we might have some ladies listeners.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to make you uncomfortable. Sorry, yo.
Yeah,
but anyways, so yeah, I mean they were cool. I mean they look cool, right? Cool in a sense where they look, you know,
it's a vibe.
They look attractive enough. Like, all right, cool. But yeah, once the guy started talking to him, we already know what's up, right? Come on, brother. Like we know what's up,
man.
right? We know. Come on, man. He's trying to be. I don't know if you
You enjoy the movie?
No. I don't know if you noticed. He's trying to be cool. Like he was leaning against the wall.
Yeah.
Did you not? Did you catch that?
Yeah.
He was like leaning against the wall and like doing this with his head. Like he lifted his head up. He's like, "So, what y'all think about the movie? Was it cool?
Yeah.
Was it scarier than the other ones, or like some bullshit?"
Yeah.
And they both walked up to him and they started chatting it up. And then you were thinking this too, and I was thinking this too. I'm like, "Oh shit, let's just go."
Yeah.
Like, this is our chance to leave, and we just walked out and we just left them there.
Yeah, I think they went straight into the bathroom
or something like that.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much it, guys. Then we pretty much left. And some of you guys are like probably thinking, man, why did y'all secure the bag, or why did y'all do that?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, man, I probably should have. I probably should just be like, oh man, hey, what's your Instagram? I'm busy.
It's one of those things. Listen,
no,
bro,
I can't. I couldn't because I'd be.
No. Listen. This is what I'm saying. If we didn't do this podcast, if we didn't have something to record after.
Then I would have been like, yo,
I was like, yeah, let's go. Me and my friend gonna pull up right now. Like, what y'all on? You know? But we're not gonna fucking put a girl over like shit over our grind, bro. Because me and Hector, we got our shit straight.
Yeah.
We're not gonna fold over a girl like that, or to get this shit.
No, yeah, and I guess where I fucked up, I could have been like, oh, we're busy tonight, but let me get your gram, and then we can set something up in the future, right?
Yeah.
But now I realize, I remember, like, I guess I couldn't do that because I already told her we were going out.
Yeah.
So if I said, oh, I'm busy right now, whatever, she would have been like, oh, like, you're just gonna go out either way. Let's just hang now, and then let's go out. I don't fucking know, guys. Whatever. But anyways, that was the whole situation, and yeah, I mean that's pretty
definitely an experience. That's for sure.
Hey, Mario,
I was like, fuck, that's never happened. I was
Mario
like,
was like, dang, dude, why didn't it happen to me, man? I want to be in
not really, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Shut up, Mario.
You know what I mean? Because I felt bad because like I said, you took that first shot, right, and they were still being annoying, and I'm just like, oh, I feel bad for him because like if he tells them to shut the fuck up now, they're like, damn, he's a bitch.
I was though. Not gonna lie, I was thinking about okay, like, listen, I know, I just took it like as nice, like she was trying to be nice, like just offer something. I'm like, all right, cool, and I didn't think much of it, and I was just like, ignore it. I was gonna talk to her again. And then she kept talking to me and talking to me. I'm like, all right, cool. And then it wasn't until like in the middle of the movie where like they finally calmed down and they were actually invested in the movie and like they just chilled the fuck out.
Yeah.
So thankfully for that. But yeah, that was basically the story. Javi, if that was Javi, man, Javi would have fumbled hard. He'd have been like,
oh my God.
He like, I don't know.
Actually, no. When I texted him, this is what he said.
Javi got his Stubbs members.
Nah, I texted Javi that, right? And he's like, what? So he's missing Saw X? He's like, nah, but he's definitely being distracted because they won't stop talking to him. And he's like, that's why, LOL. Hey, man, good luck on reviewing that LMAO. I said, yeah, I know it. Hey, man, you go talk to them. I would.
Nah, Javi will fumble, bro. Javi would get... Hey, y'all, like, what's up? What we on? I got a Stubbs members.
I got a Stubbs membership.
I got a Stubbs membership, man.
I'm 5 points away from another $5 off shit.
I'm 5 visits. I'm 5 visits away for a large popcorn. Come on, like what we on?
What is we doing?
But no. Hey, on some real shit though, dude. It was 1. And listen, before the movie started,
they were already.
Dude,
that was my whole point. I'm like, bro, they've been drinking since like maybe 11.
Dude, like I can't do that, man.
11 until 3, and I'm like, they're drinking.
Do they not have responsibilities
day.
Or like?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, do y'all not work tomorrow?
Do they not got shit to do, man? Earlier and stuff, like, cause for me, I gotta do shit, and it's not until like later at night. Okay, cool, we can do that. Yeah. But like during the days, like, bro, I got shit to do, man. What the fuck? But anyways, guys, that's pretty much the story. You know, man. It is what it is. I probably should have said something or whatever. But. Do you want to mention anything else, Omar? Is that it?
Nah, man. That's pretty much it for this review. But hey, man, for our listeners out there, it's gonna be an eventful next couple, like I guess, a month or two, because we are gonna be pushing out a lot of shit. It's man.
A lot of shit, man.
We got Loki, we got John Wick that we're gonna do those episodes that came out.
We're just gonna do the whole thing.
Like, the whole thing.
We're gonna watch I say watch all the three episodes of Continental and just review it as one.
Yeah,
Just
and
to
then
save time.
I don't know what movie comes out this weekend, but I'm pretty sure there's a movie,
It's
right?
the next week is gonna be, because right now we're recording this on October 1st, and what a great way to start October, everybody. Saw is back. Saw is great. Go watch it. But anyways, is The Exorcist.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's this week. It's coming up. The Exorcist, and then I'm trying to think.
Loki.
Loki, and then Loki's gonna, because Loki, I think we plan on doing on each episode, just because it's each episode a week or something. Is it?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
it
fucking
is.
know, guys. We'll figure it out. But yeah, guys, we hope you guys enjoyed that story, man. It's I guess it was,
Pretty funny.
yeah. Mario would have slid in, man. He wanted to slide.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely was.
Oh,
After
shit,
we got
Mario,
this
what?
done. After we got this done, though, don't get it twisted, bro.
Which
The
one did you
fuck?
want? Which one do you want?
The other friend, because you're already talking with her,
I mean,
and she already grinned at me, so I would have been. The thing I wanted to say when we were going downstairs, but
what
you
you
were
grinning at, bitch?
No. I wanted to be funny, but I don't know. The reason why I didn't say, I
Why
was
you
like, no,
grinning?
because she might take it the wrong way.
Oh, what? What?
I was like, hey, don't trip again, all right? I wanted to be like that, but I'm like, she might take that the wrong way, maybe.
Oh no, I think that would have been fine.
that
No,
would
that
have
would
been
have
funny.
been
'Cause
fine.
I thought it was funny. Like, to me, it's funny, but to her, she's like, oh my god, I'm embarrassed. Like,
Because
what
I
the
asked,
fuck?
I asked too. I asked the chick next to me, like, "Yo, is she good?" She's like, "No." She was laughing. She was like, "She's fine." And then she like leaned over. She's like, "Yeah, fine." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Well, okay.
That's funny.
No, because it was hard, man. She tripped
Yeah.
hard as fuck. But
Yeah, that
anyway,
shit was funny.
But anyways, guys, yeah, we hope you enjoy the review and the small little story. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace out.